so you can see my that I dress up sometimes. So we have another council session today where we're trying to help a lot of people and talk about our budget for this year. So and then we have a public hearing where we hear from people about what they think is important and what they think we should pay for, like schools and roads and all those things. So we are up and running. I'm going to pull up the Facebook here so I can see if anyone needs me to say hi to them. But really happy to see everybody. We have a lot to do today, so we're going to skip moving pretty quick here. And I've got some new songs, and I've got a giveaway for our book. Our book bundle. And then Hector, you're the first one in, baby. Good to see you. Good to see you. And welcome back to everybody. So we're going to finish. Remember I said we don't always have to finish our books. So we're going to finish Jackie Robinson. Then we're going to read two really cool books. UBU, and that's the one that has our art project with it, with BizArts. So if you haven't printed it out, go on, print it out on my Facebook page right now so that you can participate or do it later. We're late today because of the council session, but we're here. So hopefully you're still with us. And then we have Giraffes Can't Dance. So cool book too. And then we're going to do our art project. So we've got a lot going on. All right, let's do our shout outs. Jackie Robinson is written by Brad Meltzer, as we said, and illustrated by Chris Elopoulos. And Penguin, thank you for the permission. Giraffes Can't Dance is written by Giles Andre, illustrated by Guy Parker Reese, used with the permission of Orchard Books. And UBU is written by Linda Krantz with the permission of Taylor Trade Publishing. Thank you all, and thanks to BizArts for our art project today too. All right, so I want to say hi to and give a big shout out to Robin and Kiara, Elijah and Ashley, Marcus and Netania, Zahenia and Chris, Michelle, Luciano, and Hector. Thank you all for joining yesterday and welcome back. I already know Hector's back. I'm sure some of the others are back. And if I missed anyone, please let me know. Send a comment on our page. I will recognize you. As always, thank you to Montgomery County Public Libraries and their great team for their help on all this. And thank you to BizArts and Friends of the Library for the book bundle that we're going to give out today. Those are all our partners up there. Our monkey. We don't have a name for monkey yet, so if you have an idea, let me know. Maybe we can name him too, like we named Dragon. Moko, the taco eating dragon. All right. Let's do our welcome song for everyone else who we need to say hi to. I'm sure there's some new people in that might watch this later. Let's teach them our song. We clap and sing hello. We clap and sing hello. With our friends it's story time. We clap and sing hello. We wave and sing hello. We wave and sing hello. With our friends it's story time. We wave and sing hello. We stop and sing hello. We stop and sing hello. With our friends it's story time. We stop and sing hello. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. All right. Let's finish our Jackie Robinson book so we can move on to the other stuff that we're doing. So if you remember, we were talking about he had just learned the lesson about from his teacher or from the mechanic that said, you don't lose your temper and you're calm. And that in following the crowd is easy. You're doing the right thing is hard. Remember, we learned that yesterday? And then he found out that he was really good at sports. So this is in high school. He started playing baseball and all these sports. And then we're going to start right here in college. So in college, this is little Jackie Robinson, I became the first UCLA student, that's a college in California, to letter in 4 sports in the same season. That means he played 4 different sports at college in the same year. Baseball, football, and basketball, and track. Now, I played all those sports. I did not play them all in the same year. That's pretty amazing. They said I was one of the best football players in the country. 2 seasons in a row, I scored the most points of any player in the league as a basketball player. I won the NCAA title that year. Only one American jumped farther than me, and that was for track. So he was a really good athlete. But the same problems kept coming back. When the college newspaper wrote a nice article about me, one of my own white teammates purposely smashed into my leg, trying to injure me. He was mad that the article said something nice about a black person. By the time I got out of the Army, it still didn't matter that I was one of the best athletes in the country. If you wanted to play professional sports, you had to be white. Back then, if you were the world champs, it meant you were the white champs. In all of the Major League Baseball, not a single team had even one black player. Not even one. Oh, and did I mention that if you were on a black team, the pay was worse, the food was worse, and sometimes the only place to sleep was on the bus. But that was all about to change. Thanks to a man named Branch Rickey. Rickey was the president of the Brooklyn Dodgers, a professional and one of the most popular baseball teams ever. With so many players fighting in the World War II, Rickey had a plan for filling his team. There was a war going on. He said, I have an idea. The Dodgers will secretly look at black players. They told him he was nuts and people would stop rooting for him. He said, I don't care. It's time to do what's right. After searching all across the United States and the world, Branch Rickey found me. I'm Jackie Robinson. Nice to meet you. Mr. Rickey told me that he knew I was a good ball player, but he wanted to know whether I had the guts. He warned me that many white people would be mad to see a black player. He said, there's no one on our side, no owners or no umpires. Loads of players, spectators will yell at you. Pitchers will throw baseballs at your head, but no matter what they do, if you get angry, I'll look at you. You can handle it. You must handle it. Can you handle it, he asked. On April 18th, 1946, at 27 years old, I was given my shot. At Roosevelt Stadium in Jersey City, New Jersey, I played my first official game for the Montreal Royals, the Brooklyn Dodgers farm team. You better believe I was terrified. I didn't want to let people down. Then at 3:04 p.m. in my first at bat, I was thrown out at first. You're out! Thousands of black spectators had come to see what I could do. Thousands of white people were there too, convinced that a black player couldn't possibly be as good as a white one. It was up to me to prove them wrong. The next time I came up was in the third inning. There were two men on base. The pitcher decided on a fastball. I can still see it coming. Chest high, down the middle, but this time, crack! When the ball finally landed 340 feet in the left field stands, no one could say that a black man can't play well as a white man. He hit a home run. Some called it a home run. Others called it history. I think it was both. That afternoon, in 5 at-bats, I hit and got on base 4 times. I stole second twice, and I scored 4 runs. Hooray, Jackie! When the game was done, I couldn't get to the locker room because I was so mobbed by fans. Look at all the fans that were trying to get to him. Black, white, young, old, even the folks rooting for the other team, they were cheering for me. Still, that didn't mean it was easy. When I started playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers, lots of players didn't want me there. Pitchers threw fastballs at my head. Honk. Ow, that hurts. Runners stepped on me with their cleats. Catchers even spit on my shoes. And they weren't just coming after me. They told me if I kept playing, they'd hurt my son. Was I mad? Yes. Was I scared? Yes. But I never let it stop me. Game after game, I kept playing, knowing I wasn't just playing for myself. Each time, more and more people, black and white, were cheering. In the stands, fans wore "I'm for Jackie" buttons. And slowly, eventually, we were all playing together. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic. Baseball opened up to everybody. It was just like those childhood games of dodgeball. Through the simple game of baseball, the country saw a new possibility, a new option. All they needed was for someone to go first. In life, people tried to scare me. They wanted me to stop. They wanted me to go away. Why? Because I was different. Each time I wanted to fight back. But for real change to come, you need to lead by example. Being a leader takes bravery. But remember this, no one is born brave. No matter how big or small you are, there will always be big things and small things that scare you. It's okay to be afraid. Just don't let it stop you. There is real power in each and every one of us. Use that power to do what's right. Use that power for a cause that you believe in. And most of all, use that power to lead and help others. I am Jackie Robinson. I will always lead the way. And I hope you will too. When others see your example, they'll stand with you. It's the only way the world ever gets changed. Together. That's really true. That's a picture of the real Jackie Robinson. Branch Rickey, when he was high jumping, his family. Very cool book. Should get that book. Thank you, Jackie. That was awesome. All right, we got Ashley in the building. Chris and Michelle. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. All right, let's do our. Oh, I have a new little song that we're gonna do right before we do our art project. So hang on for that. Let's just go to our second book here. Giraffes can't dance. Do you think giraffes can dance? I think they can. Let's see. By Giles Andre and Guy Parker Reese. All right. Those are monkeys. Hey, don't get any ideas, monkey. I want to dance too. All right, maybe we'll let you dance later. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked, and his legs were rather thin. Looked like he had something in his mouth there. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Oh, he fell down. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance. I wonder which country. You know, there's 50 countries in Africa. My dad's from Nigeria. That's one of them. Where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. Jungle dance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was very bad. All the animals were dancing and he was super nervous. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced the tango. Very romantic. The chimps did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. Roar! You know, every time we hear roar on Councilmember Will's Jawando Storytime, we roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald. The animals all sneered. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. That wasn't nice. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clod. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before. So sad and so alone. You ever felt like that, sad and alone? I have. It happens to everybody. But you don't have to stay that way. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. It's good advice from the cricket. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing around. He was dancing. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault, and he leapt up in the air. Wow. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I am dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing, Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Good job, Gerald. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. We can all dance, he said, when we find music that we love. Amen to that. Amen to that. We can all dance. Whatever's inside of you that you feel. I like that book. This book is funny. I know, Ashley, it's so funny. Who else we have here? All right. So let's do this new little activity before we read. We're actually doing 3 books today. This one goes with our UBU book, which is about being yourself. If you notice, all of our books today are about being courageous, being yourself, being who you are, who God made you to be, who you were created to be. It's an important lesson. All right, let's do this new little art project. I'm going to explain it, okay? And it's going to go with this book. We have some coloring pages, and there's a bunch of characters from the book. So I'll talk about that. You're going to need some paint, and you're going to need to find some rocks. I'm going to show you what you could do after we do this little song here, okay? This is called 5 Little Crowns. It's a little game with our fingers, okay? So I'm going to use this hand, and we're going to do it for the first time. It's the first time I'm doing it, so stay with me, okay? Tell me if I did a good job, please. 5 little crowns standing in a row. The first one said, "I'm red, you know." The second one said, "I'm green like a tree." The third one said, "I'm blue like the sea." The fourth one said, "I'm yellow as the sun." The fifth one said, "Being purple is fun." 5 little crowns, happy as can be, coloring pictures with you and me, our little crowns. All right, that was fun. We'll do that one again. I like that one, huh? All the little crowns, red, yellow, blue, green, purple. All right, let's do our art project real quick. Well, let's read our UBU and then do our art project. But just so you know, this is what you need, okay? These, and we're going to show you what we can do with those in a second. But they're related to this great book, UBU, okay? By Linda Krantz. Audrey bounced, he glided. The expression on his face was pure joy. He had been out all day exploring, and now he was swimming home. Adri is the name of this fish. As he made his way through the ocean waves, he couldn't help but notice that some fish swim left, some fish swim right, some fish swim in a circle, some fish swim in a line. There's a lot of different ways to swim. Some fish swim up, some fish swim down, some fish swim quiet, some fish swim low, some fish are colorful, some fish are plain, some fish look different. Some fish look the same. Some fish are big. Some fish are tiny, like that little guy. Some fish are smooth. Some fish are spiny. Some fish swim high in the waterfalls. Some fish swim low, deep in the ocean. Some fish swim together, and some fish swim alone. Some fish are red, my favorite color. Some fish are blue. Some fish swim in the sunshine. Some fish swim by the moon. Mama and Papa beamed when Adri arrived home. He was excited to tell them what he had discovered in his travels. Mama and Papa listened eagerly as he told them about all the fish that he saw. There are so many of us, Audrey said. We all have something special that we can share. Papa agreed. We can learn so much from each other, he said, as he smiled. There are millions of fish in the deep blue sea. That's what makes the world so colorful and beautiful. Life is a grand journey, Adri. Mama said, you be you. Swim! No matter who you are, y'all, swim. Do what you can do. Be who you are. Cool book. I'm gonna get that one. We don't have that one at home. I'm gonna get it. All right. So I'm glad you like that book, guys. I can tell you're liking it. So our art project. So what we have here, if you print out these pictures, is if you go outside and paint and grab some rocks, you can paint them like the fish in the book. You also, on this page, it says, I love being me. These are some of the things I like about myself. You can work with your mom or your dad or your aunt or uncle or grandma or grandpa and color this fish, and then write something in here about what you like about yourself. I like that I am funny. That's what I think I'm gonna write there. I hope I'm funny. Then there's a page with all these different fish. And remember, you be you. Whatever you want to color them, you can color them. And I'd love to see pictures of them. I've actually put up some of our pictures from the last couple weeks there, if you see, from some of our people that sent stuff in the top and then in the middle there with the horses. So if you send me something, I'll post it up on the board, okay? And remember, it can be any color you want because you be you. And you can do them, if you want to do a little smaller, you can print it that way and print them small and have some small and some big fish, okay? Here are some examples of some of the beautiful colors that people have done with their rocks too. And that's our last thing. If you go outside and get a rock, different size, different smooth, if you can find one when you take a walk, you can paint them different colors with your paint. Look at some of these cool examples. Here's a gold fishy with purple and orange. Here's a yellow fish with orange, pink, blue. It's a pretty one, right? Here's another little fishy. He's more smooth, and these are rocks, see? And this one is green and blue and orange. I like that one. And then my favorite, because I'm a red guy, a red and gold. You notice they're all different sizes and colors. There's no one right way. So if you find a rock that you can paint, send me a picture of that too. I'd love to see. So that's our good that's our good activity for today. Thank you for VisArts. So you can do the coloring ones if you don't want to go outside or you can't go outside today or you can't find the rocks, or you can find some of these rocks, okay? So we're gonna do our raffle and then we're gonna sing our goodbye song for today. All right. This is for the book bundle, 8 books, Friends of the Library, worth $25. Thank you to the donor for giving for us for free. We have everyone in here submitted. I'm shaking it up, close my eyes. And we have the Christian family. Audrey, you're the winner today. Yay! So we'll be in contact with you about how we can get you the book bundle. So congratulations to the Christian family and Audrey. All right, quick announcement before we sing our goodbye song. The governor of Maryland announced yesterday something that we had already done here in Montgomery County, so we're already ahead of it. But if you're somewhere else in Maryland that's watching, and I know we have other people, that facial coverings, and I'm going to do a demonstration next week, need to be worn when you go to the store, when you're on public transportation, if you're out on an essential trip. Remember, we want you to stay home, but if you do have to go out, you want to wear those on your face, okay? And that starts this Saturday, that everyone has to start doing that, Saturday morning. And if you need more information, check my Councilmember page. We put on there how to create one from a t-shirt, okay? You don't need anything, t-shirt and a piece of string, that's it. And we're also working on getting some face coverings to all of our workers that are out as well. So great to see you all. Thanks for I'm sorry for the adjusted time. Hopefully you can still catch it. We'll be back tomorrow is the plan at 11:30. We're going to do a bilingual story time, I think, tomorrow with Councilmember Gabe Albanese again on Zoom. We're going to try that out using technology. So I hope you'll be back tomorrow. And it's great seeing everybody. So we clap goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. With our friends at Storytime, we clap goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. With our friends at Storytime, we wave goodbye like this. All right, friends, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.